History of art in Mesopotamia. First, let's talk about the Mesopotamian cultures. So Sumer was an ancient Chalcolithic civilization that saw its artistic styles change throughout different periods in its history. By the late 4th millennium before Common Era, Sumer was divided into about a dozen independent city-states delineated by canals and other boundary makers. At each city center stood a temple dedicated to the particular patron god or goddess of the city. Priestly governors ruled over these temples and were intimately tied to the city religious rites. The Ubaid period. The Ubaid period is marked by a distinctive style of painted pottery, as seen in the example below, produced domestically in a slow wheel. This style eventually spread throughout the region. During this time, the first settlement in southern Mesopotamia was established at Eridu by farmers who first pioneered irrigation agriculture. Next is the Uruk period. The photo indicated here is called Uruk trough. It is the unpainted surface of this trough marks it as a production of the Uruk period. Gilgamesh, the earliest king authenticated through archaeological evidence, as you have seen, is in Mebaragesi of Kish, whose name is also mentioned in the Gilgamesh epic. Next, let us proceed to the ceramics in Mesopotamia. First is the Chalcolithic era. We can see here the vase from the late Ubaid period, 4500 to 4000 before Common Era. The pottery jar from the late Ubaid period on display in the Museum of Fine Arts, Boston. Next is the Akkadian Empire. As the Akkadian Empire overtook the Sumerian city-states, ceramists continued to produce bowls, vases, jars, and other objects in variety of shapes and sizes. Let's proceed to the Third Ur dynasty, or better known as Ur III. Witness the continuation of unpainted ceramic vessels that took a variety of forms. Lastly is the Babylonian ceramics. Pottery produced during the Old Babylonian period shows a return to painted abstract designs and increased variety in forms. In this photograph, a bowl, a jar, and a goblet show remnants of paints in their exteriors.
Mesopotamian sculpture were predominantly created for religious and political purposes. The current archaeological record dates sculpture in Mesopotamia the 10th millennium BCE before the dawn of civilization. The first artistic production of Mesopotamia appear in the area of Upper Mesopotamia only. A relief is a sculptural technique. To create a sculpture in relief is to give the impression that sculpted materials has been raised above the background materials. The most common materials for Mesopotamian artists was clay.
So now we're going to discuss the cultural heritage of Mesopotamia. Mesopotamian civilization is the most ancient civilization recorded in human history. So Sumerian civilization first took form in southern Mesopotamia around 4000 BCE or 6000 years ago. So here are the cultural heritage of Mesopotamia. So second is the establishment of Mesopotamia.